Governor Inslee and majority Democrats are pushing hard to eliminate the natural gas industry in Washington state. Can you tell us about those efforts?
I certainly can, John. Last year and this year, the governor has taken a direct approach to removing natural gas out of our portfolio of energy, not just letting the policies that he enacted in the cap and trade bill and in the Clean Energy Transformation Act. John, he actually had made commitments in both of those bills that he would do a very programmatic glide path to allow the industries that we depend upon for energy. Now he would do that very thoughtfully and programmatically over the course of 30 years. And in the Clean Energy Transformation Act, they specifically said that natural gas was absolutely essential to be able to transition to net zero by 2050. And then immediately drops bills before the cap and trade ink is dry. And he is now going directly after buildings and removing our heat source, our heating and our appliances that are operated by natural gas.
Let's talk about that legislation against the natural gas industry and tell us the status of those bills.
So we started with House Bill 1084 last year, and we were able to stop that legislation in the Appropriations Committee because it affects jobs. It is a straight on job killer, and it affects the people that maintain and construct our natural gas supply system. And while we really appreciate the cost savings and the comfort that we get with our home heating using natural gas, and the appliances like our gas fireplaces, our cooktops, our barbecues, it heats our swimming pools if we're lucky enough to have one. But that plan to go after that, there's a lot of workers involved in maintaining a safe, reliable, and efficient gas delivery system. But not only that, it powers a good portion of our industrial sector in our state. And those are really good jobs, the best kind of jobs. Without this natural gas service, then we lose those industries and those jobs. We've really spent a great deal of time debating on the floor this weekend over House Bill 1770, which changes the building codes to mandate that you must only put in electric service into new construction for your heating. And then House Bill that did not get called up, that again instituted a natural gas service ban. It would have eliminated natural gas service very quickly out of the state. And so they were contrary to the promises that the governor made through the cap and trade that would have allowed the industry to adapt and maintain that service for the general good of our state.
The governor is also doing an end run around the legislature in his goal to ban natural gas. Tell us about those efforts and your concerns.
After House Bill 1084 did not make it out of the House last year, then advocates for the natural gas ban and going to electric heating went to the Building Code Council and had friends of theirs draft language for the Building Code Council to evaluate in a technical advisory group. And without knowledge of the general public, without the transparency of the legislative process and the public process, was able to get it through a vote of the Building Code Council. And it's now up for public comment. Now they've got two potential public comment periods on the 25th of February and the 11th of March, where the public can weigh in on their opinions about having natural gas as an option being removed from new construction.
So what can people do about this?
Well, John, the scope of the problem is that it affects almost half the state. More than 3.5 million people depend on their natural gas service. And that amounts to more than 1.2 million households. There's more than 110,000 commercial buildings that rely on natural gas and 3,500 industrial buildings that are working in clean, efficient, reliable natural gas service. And these businesses employ hundreds of thousands of people. So I would urge the people of Washington State to let your voice be heard, both in testimony, as House Bill 1770 is going to be heard in the Senate. Reach out to your representatives in the Senate and the House and call the governor's office and let them know that you depend on this service. It was a service that you chose. You know that natural gas is the answer to get to the net zero by 2050. And that was the agreement that was made with the citizens of Washington State, that you would wait before you did these policies, and you would let the cap and trade system get instituted into the state in a reliable, reasonable way.